Hello guys and welcome to my new video. If you are looking for one of the strongest aggro decks in Disney Lorcana right now, this video is for you. Let's go. So, as always, we go through all the card choices in my deck, and I think besides Aggro Steel Songs, I'm holding the best aggro deck in my hand right now. We have 4 copies of Daisy Duck. We all know her, she's a menace, she quests for a lot of lore, and whenever she quests, the opponent reveals the top card of the deck. If it's a character card, he can put it into his hand, otherwise it goes to the bottom of his deck. We also have 4 copies of Patch, the new dual ink puppy. He's a 0 strength, 2 willpower character, quest for 1. He has ward, and as long as you have another puppy character in play, he gets +1 lore. But we need him for something else, and that's why ward is such a strong ability, because we are living in a steel heavy meta and he can't be touched by steel songs. That's what makes him so strong. And for some high roll potential, we also have 4 copies of Popsicle to cheat out a bell anytime we find a Popsicle. And of course, we can draw a card, which this deck lacks a bit card draw as always. But it's an aggro deck. You want to go quick, you want to go fast, you want to go to 20 lore as soon as possible. So we don't need that much card draw. That's it for the 1-drop slot. On a 2-drop slot, I run 4 copies of Anno. She's a 1 strength, 4 willpower character, quest for 1, and as long as you have another hero on your board, this character gets +1 lore. And we run quite a few heroes in this deck, so she easily can quest for 2 lore, and the 4 willpower makes her so strong in a steel heavy meta, because she isn't that easy to remove. Yeah, we also run, of course, 4 copies of Piglet, Pirate Captain. He is a 2 strength, 2 willpower character, quest for 1, and as long as you have 2 more characters on board, he quests for 3 lore. You can go wide with this deck. You can spam the board and easily get the 3 lore out of Piglet. Pirate, we all know him, we all love him. In a steel heavy meta, he might be not that good, but against all other decks and on the play, he's a menace, and he mostly quests for 3 lore at least once. Of course, we have 4 copies of Lilo. She's a 1 strength, 2 willpower character, quests for 2, and at the beginning of a turn, when she's in your discard, you can play her for 2 ink, exert it, and put her on board. So your opponent always needs an answer for Lilo, otherwise she can quest the turn after for another 2 lore, and you can bring her back. That's why I call her Zombie Lilo, and everyone is calling her Zombie Lilo, I guess. I really love the card in the deck, because even though you don't have any more hand cards, you can bring her back, flood your board again, and make your opponent looking for an answer for Lilo. And I run 4 copies of this card, Ludwig van Drake. He's a new dual ink card, and as soon as I saw him during reveal season, I wanted to build a deck with him, and I think I found one. He's a 1 strength, 1 willpower character. He quests for 1 lore, and when you play him, the opponent reveals his hand, and you can choose a non-character card he has to discard. And he has a second ability. Whenever he gets banished, you can put him into your Inkwell exerted. So he's basically a bare necessities and a ramp card on a stick. He's a great card at turn 2 to get rid of a steel song, a removal card at any point from your opponent's hand, and that's why I love him. And he's really good later in the game too, to ramp or to get rid of a Be Prepared, maybe to wipe your board and protect your board. That's it for the 2-drop slot. And the 3-drop slot, we have 4 copies of Donald Duck, Musketeer Soldier. He's a 2 strength, 3 willpower character, quest for 1, and he's a bodyguard. And when you play him, you can give a character of yours +1 lore. So you can maybe play a 1-drop Piglet and then play Donald to quest for even more lore and protect your board. In a non-steel matchup, Donald is very good actually. In a steel matchup, the opponent can go around him, but in a non-steel matchup, Donald is still good. What else do we have? 4 copies of the new 3-drop lady, and she's so powerful. She has 2 strength, 2 willpower, quest for 2, and when you play her, you can play a character which costs 2 or less for free from your hand. So you can play her turn 3, put another 1-drop or 2-drop character on board, flood your board, go white, and some decks struggle with white boards like Blurple or the new Amber Amethyst combo deck. They all struggle with white boards, and there's why Lady can shine and put more characters on board for free. I really love her in this deck because you have a lot of cards you can play basically for free with her. So in this deck, she's really strong. On the 3-drop slot, we also have 4 copies of Alice, Savvy Sailor. She's a 3-cost uninkable character, has 1 strength, 4 health, quest for 2. She has also ward. And whenever she quests, you can choose another character of yours. He gains +1 lore and ward until the beginning of your next turn. And this is a really strong ability, so you can like protect your other cards on board, get even more lore out of your characters, and get to 20 lore even faster. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I have 4 copies of Belle from set 7. If you banish an item, you can play her for free. So basically you can high roll with Popsicle turn 1, banish Popsicle, play Belle. So you have a 3-cost 3/3 character on board in turn 1, which is very strong against most of the decks. She isn't that easy to remove in turn 1, and she prevents aggro questing from your opponent. Yeah, that's it for the 3-cost slot. So basically you can play 2/3 of the deck with only 3 ink. But we have some more characters in our list. I run 4 copies of Sven. He's a 3 strength, 3 willpower character, quests for 2. And when you play Sven, you can ready another character. And this character can't quest or challenge for the rest of the turn. It doesn't have to be one of your characters. It can be maybe a bodyguard character on the other side of the board. But of course, you want to choose one of your high lore questers to protect him from being challenged. So if you're playing Sven, you can ready a Daisy, a Piglet, and protect him from being challenged. As I said, card draw isn't the best in this deck. We have 4 copies of Rapunzel. We all know her. She can heal up to 3 damage from a certain character and draw a card for each damage healed this way. We have quite a few targets for Rapunzel. We have Daisy, we have Anna, also Alice has 4 health, so we can use all of Rapunzel's healing and draw power in this deck. And on the 5-drop slot, we have even more cards to get usage out of Rapunzel's draw power. That's for the 4-drop slot. And I have 2 more cards in the deck, and that's 5-cost slot, Thunderbolt. He's the dual ink bodyguard with 3 strength, 7 willpower, quests for 2, and he has Puppy Shift, and that's why Patch is in this deck. So Patch will survive because he has ward, and earliest in turn 3, you can shift Thunderbolt on Patch and protect your other characters you have in play. He easily quests for 2, and with his 7 willpower in a steel heavy meta, he's so hard to remove and get rid of, and he's a perfect Rapunzel target to follow up with. So playing Thunderbolt or shifting Thunderbolt in turn 3, getting some damage on him and dropping a Rapunzel in the turn after is such a strong play. And that's why I love Thunderbolt in this deck, because you need high lore questers and you need something to protect your board. And the last and final card in my list is the Big Cogsworth. Since we're living in a steel heavy meta, Cogsworth is still a good card. He has ward and he gives all your other characters on board +1 resist. He also quests for 2. And with his 5 willpower, he can be a good Rapunzel target if you need more cards in hand, if you need card draw. That's why I love Cogsworth in this list. So this list tops off at 5 ink. Usually you go up to 4 ink, and sometimes you don't even need the 5-drop characters. This deck can be so fast. In turn 5, you can be finished with this deck if your opponent lets you. You have no removal cards actually, except for Ludwig von Drake to like get a card out of your opponent's hand, but you don't need removal. You just need to go wide, go fast, quest. And I think, as I said earlier, besides Aggro Steel Song, this is the strongest aggro deck right now in Lorcana. And there are so many cool playlands you can do with this deck. I really love it. You have options on turn 1, you have options on turn 2, and go from there. Whatever direction you want to go, you can do multiple things with this deck, but main focus is go fast and get to lore in like 4 or 5 turns, which is easily possible with this deck. So I think I will wrap up my quick deck profile video right here. If you like the list, I will link it in the video description below. And if you're new to the channel, I'm always happy about new viewers, new subscribers, so hit the subscribe button, leave a like on the video and comment what you liked about the deck list. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Flokki.